Task 5, Assessment Logistics, OPI Assessment Unit Focus Support Video. You will see the Pre-Assessment Activities section appear at the top of your school's AMS landing page, beginning on December 8th. This section provides a quick guide to which additional sections of the AMS are missing information. You can check here to see which sections of the AMS need attention and which are complete. After you complete a section, you should note a green circle in the completed column for that section. Task 5 is to answer school-specific questions about the logistics and details the NAEP assessment team needs to follow to ensure the assessment runs smoothly. This task is due before the assessment planning meeting, APM, and the expected time commitment is about 2 hours. To navigate to the page that contains all the relevant information and where updates can be made, you should select the Manage button. Here's where you will enter the school's start and end times between 6 a.m. and 5:59 p.m. If a time is entered outside of that range, or the end time is earlier than the start time entered, the AMS will display an error and the Save button will be turned off. Once finished, select Save. For NAEP 2026, there are 3 assessment administration options for schools assigned to school devices and internet. The first option is assessing students at 2 different times and is NAEP's traditional mode of assessment. A school staff member is encouraged to remain in the assessment location. Option 2 is assessing students at 2 locations at the same time. A school staff member is required to remain in each assessment location. And option 3 is assessing students in 1 location at the same time. A school staff member is required to remain in the assessment location. If your school was assigned to NAEP devices and internet, then option 1, NAEP's traditional mode of assessment, will be the assessment administration on assessment day. This section will be displayed for school device and internet only. Here is where you choose which assessment administration option works best for your school. If you selected option 2 or 3, a school staff member is required to remain in each assessment location. Here is where you'll provide the staff member's name and email contact information, as well as a backup school staff member below. If you don't provide name and contact information for option 2 or 3, then you will not be able to save this section. You can select Cancel and come back later when you have the information available, or select Save to move to the next section. The next section is Schedule Groups. This section is the most time involved of the assessment logistics. You'll need to enter the location and start time for each assessment group. The locations should be available for at least 2 hours to ensure students, including students with extended time, have enough time to complete the assessment. For school device and internet schools, the location or locations must meet technical requirements on assessment day. You can edit student information in this table by selecting the Edit Pencil icon in the far right column of the table for the group that you would like to edit. When you select this icon, a pop-up window appears. You can enter the start time and location for each group. Be sure to review the room layout PDF for examples of room setup options. When you are finished editing the group's information, select Save. During the assessment planning meeting, APM, Group C can be added for any student requiring separate location or small group accommodations by the NAEP representative. You do not have access to this feature in the AMS. In the Student Group Details table, you can make updates to student groups and review accommodations for students with disabilities, SD, and English learners, EL. NAEP accommodations are only allowed for a student on an individualized education plan, IEP, or Section 504 plan. Use the edit icon to make the necessary changes. Be sure any student with the extended time accommodation is in Group A to allow them enough time to complete the assessment. For option 1, assessing students at 2 different times, there will be a morning and afternoon session. Group A will be in the morning and Group B will be in the afternoon. For option 2, assessing students at 2 different locations at the same time, there will be 2 groups, Group A in one location and Group B in a different location. There can be no more than 25 students in each group except for option 3. Option 3, assessing students in one location at the same time with enough devices and flat tables or desks for each student. All students would be in Group A. The next sections are health and safety protocols, parking and arrival, checking in, classroom protocols, and special circumstances. Once each section is completed, select Save. The last section is after the assessment. You'll need to provide details about dismissing the students. For grades 8th and 12th, the school can opt to distribute certificates of community service. They will be responsible for printing and distributing these to students. It can be downloaded from this section in the AMS. Within the AMS, you can click on the blue Request Help button in the top right-hand corner of the screen. For technical questions, contact the NAEP Help Desk. For NAEP questions, please feel free to contact me, Chantel Niederstadt.